guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a story time because I haven't done one in a while, and I'm also in a mood where I want to share an unfortunate thing that happened to me because maybe my experience will help others. So this is how United almost broke my guitar. Yes, there is a video on YouTube called United Breaks Guitars. It's a song that someone wrote after United broke his guitar. And this happened to me after it happened to him. But it's been years since this happened and I'm still angry about it. So, okay. So as some of you may know, I'm a singer-songwriter. I've been writing and performing my own songs since I was... Well, I started writing my own songs when I was like 12, 13, and then I started performing them when I was about 15. And it's been about 10 years, and I'm doing the musician thing, and it's really fun, and I love it, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. And when you're a musician, you have to deal with some really stupid things when it comes to people who don't understand musician things. But okay. So I had to think about like when this happened because it's been so long that it's like I can't quite remember like what, like where I was going or like what was going on, but I was able to figure it out because I was traveling with my Ibanez. If you look back to any of my like videos of me performing, it's the really dark brown guitar. It's made of ebony. It's a beautiful guitar. I love her so much. I don't perform with her really anymore because I've been using my Koa Taylor, and that's like my main guitar right now. But at the time, I hadn't gotten my Taylor yet, and this was the guitar I was using. And it's just beautiful guitar, beautiful sound. Love, 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 love my guitar. It was the first guitar I had that was like an acoustic electric because, you know, like most musicians that, you know, start playing guitar, you usually start off with like a really crappy like Walmart or Target or like really cheap guitar. My parents got me my first guitar from Target. I still have it. It's somewhere in storage. It is also in some of my videos. It's like the black one, the black like dreadnought looking guitar. Anyways, yeah. So I had my beautiful Ibanez with me. And let's see, I got my Taylor when I was 20, but I got my Ibanez when I was 16. So I was between 16 and 20. I was also not in high school anymore. So if I had to like give this a time range, basically like I was probably around 19-ish. Or actually no, I was 18 because my parents were still buying my plane tickets. Yeah, I pay for my own plane tickets now. And I only fly Southwest and Delta. We'll get to why soon. But at the time, you know, my parents were buying my plane tickets, and of course they were looking for the best deals. And so they got me a flight through United and US Airways. And I'm pretty sure it was to visit my brother in Utah. So I was flying to Salt Lake City. And I had my guitar with me, and I was in college at the time too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I was flying from MSP, you know, Minneapolis, St. Paul, yeah. And yeah, I had my guitar with me. Sometimes I use a gig bag, sometimes I don't. When I fly though, I either use, now that I have my Taylor, I use like this padded, like this super hard padded gig bag that like you can put on your back, like a backpack, and then I just have my purse on my shoulder. But with my Ibanez, I couldn't find anything like that it like fit in, because it's not quite a full-size guitar, but it's also not like a 3/4 size guitar. It's like in between. I don't know how to explain it, but it didn't really fit in any of those like hard padded gig bags. So I just used the hard case because I was like, you know what? I haven't flown United before, and I've heard some pretty bad stuff about them. So to be safe, I'm just gonna have it in its hard case. So it, you know, in case it has to go under the plane, my guitar doesn't turn into firewood. I'd never flown United before, but I'd heard pretty bad things about it. And because of like the way, you know, like now when I didn't know really like how to protect myself as a musician and, you know, like protect my instruments. But now there was a law signed that if you are like one of the first people to board, or basically if there is room in the overhead compartments, like there's an overhead compartment open and you are boarding and your instrument fits, you can put your instrument in there. It does not matter if your instrument takes up the whole thing. First come, first serve. So, and this is a law in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world, and I have flown to Canada and it is not the case in Canada. Please fix that, guys. But in the United States, if you board, there is room in the overhead compartment and your instrument fits, your instrument can go in there. The flight attendant cannot tell you to take it off. The pilot cannot tell you to take it off. Other passengers cannot tell you to take it off. Your guitar, your violin, your ukulele, your whatever instrument you have that fits in there. If you have a cello, I'm sorry, it's not gonna fit in there. It stays there. And if they try to take it off, they're breaking federal law and you can sue them. I haven't been in that situation yet, but it's always funny when they're like, oh, can you like take your guitar? Like it's taking up all this space. And I just pull up my phone and I pull up the law and I'm like, actually, my guitar can go up here because according to federal law, it can. And if you want to fight with me about that, like we can fight about it because I'm right and you're wrong and you need to learn your laws. But anyways, when I flew this time around, I didn't know this. So I thought my guitar is in a hard case because you know, that's like the most protection I can give it. So I'm going to check it. Don't ever check your guitar. If you can bring your guitar on as your carry-on, do it. Do not ever check your guitar. Now, if you're flying internationally, you probably will have to, and that sucks, and other countries need to freaking fix that. But if you're flying within the United States, do not check your guitar if you can help it. Either bring it on as a carry-on and put it in the overhead compartment if there's room, or gate check it and it'll go with like the strollers and the golf clubs and all of that delicate stuff. I say delicate because golf clubs are delicate. What? If they are, let me know, but I didn't know that. Anyways, so I check my guitar. I go through security, everything's normal, I get to my gate. I decided to go by the window because I saw that like the plane was already like there and you know they were like cleaning it or whatever because there'd been a previous flight and you know like yeah, and I see that they're loading the luggage on, so I'm just like, oh, let me go watch because you know we're boarding in like 20 minutes and I have nothing else to do, you know, might as well, right? So I'm just like standing there watching the luggage, you know, go on, and I see the luggage handlers like taking each suitcase and just being like whoop like onto the ramp, and I'm just like, I'm concerned. So I'm just like watching like a hawk at this point. And they're like taking each suitcase and just yeeting it onto the little thingy, the ramp thingy that like brings it into the bottom of the plane. And I'm at this point, I'm just like, oh my god, like what if they did that to my guitar? Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Then I see my guitar. I know it's mine because it's like covered. I love to cover my guitar, like my hard shell cases, in like stickers, you know, bumper stickers, stickers that my fellow musician friends like make, you know. I like to have my guitar cases basically be a walking billboard. So I know it's my guitar case because it's covered in those stickers and like there's no other guitar case that I've seen. So I know it's mine. And I just like see it, like I see them like picking it up and I'm just like time just kind of stopped for a minute and I was just like watching them like take it out of the like cart thing where all the luggage was, and I just see this guy grab it and just whee, and I see my guitar go flying through the air like slow-mo, and I just like I yelled. And let me tell you, being in an airport and yelling, those two things don't go together because everyone will freak out. Cause just reasons. So I watch my guitar just go flying through the air, just like whee, like I believe I can fly. And it just lands on the ramp and I could hear it. Like I could hear the thud, like from where I was. And I just go, ah! And one of the gate attendants got like so mad at me. Like she was just like, what's wrong? Like, why are you yelling? And I'm like, my guitar just flew through, like this luggage handler just threw my guitar onto the ramp. It is delicate. It is a fragile instrument. It is, well, at the time it wasn't how I made my living, but like, it's a delicate thing. It also had fragile stickers on it. I forgot to mention that. Like, they were like, oh, do you want to put fragile stickers on it when I was checking it? And I was like, yes. So I just like put like, I think I put like 2 on each side or something, but it said fragile and they were just like, so I'm just like, the gate agent lady is just like, she's annoyed with me because I yelled, and I guess that scared everyone. But I'm telling her, you know, like, this is a delicate instrument. It has fragile stickers on it, and these guys just threw it onto the ramp. And she looks at me, she just goes, so? And I'm like, now, again, at the time, I didn't really know how to like defend myself as a musician. I'm also like a little petite person, so I don't look very intimidating, and it is very difficult for me to be intimidating. But when she said like, so, I turned into Karen. Not my proudest moment. You know, I've worked customer service jobs. I've worked minimum wage jobs. I know what it's like to be treated like crap by people. But there are instances where you deserve it. And this was that time where this lady deserved to be chewed out by a Karen. So I went full on Karen on this lady, and I looked at her, and I don't remember exactly what I said because this was like, what, 6-7 years ago? But I basically, like, the gist of it was, my guitar is worth a lot of money. It's a very important instrument to me. It's just very important to me in general. If I get off my plane and find that my guitar is damaged in any way, I will be contacting your superiors, and I will be coming after you with a lawsuit. And this lady just looks at me, rolls her eyes, and walks away, and I'm just like, wow. So I realize there's really nothing else I can do. I start texting my parents, telling them what happened and telling them how I reacted. And they're like, okay, once you get off the plane at MSP, the moment you get your guitar, check it, and if there's anything wrong with it, we're gonna contact United and tell them what happened. And they also knew about the whole like United breaks guitars song. So like, you know, this is more bad publicity for them. So, you know, I get on my flight, glared at the gate agent lady like the entire time. Like, when she scanned my ticket, I just looked at her with this whole like, I hope you stub your toe for the rest of your life, lady look. Board the plane. Flight uneventful. Honestly, I don't remember any of it at this point because usually when I fly, I just like put my like either my like earbuds or headphones in, turn on music, fall asleep until I reach my destination. I get to MSP, and at MSP, like, if you have oversized baggage, which is what my guitar is considered, it goes to like this other area where it gets off with like golf clubs and baby strollers and car seats and all that fun stuff. So, and of course, like, when it comes down like at like an angle, and it just comes like whooshing down, and then it like hits this metal. So I wanted to be there like when it came down so that I could catch it and make sure it wasn't like damaged, you know? So I get there, and luckily, like, as I get there, they hadn't released any of the oversized baggage yet, but like the rest of the luggage was there. So I was able to get like my own luggage, grab that, and then I go over, my guitar comes, I was able to catch it before it, you know, hit the metal and made an ugly sound. And I immediately like set it down, and I opened the case, it's just like, and it was fine. My guitar was perfectly pristine condition, looked totally fine. Also, probably helped that well, I don't do this anymore because I always use my, like, I always carry on my guitar or gate check it now, but when I had to check my guitar, I would always pad it with, you know, because I was going to Salt Lake City, and I'm pretty sure it was around like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I padded it with like beanies, scarves, socks. I mean, at this point they were dirty, so not socks, but you know, like socks. Like, I always bring extra pairs of underwear with me when I travel because you never know. Same with socks actually. So I had like some socks and underwear padding it. Like I had like rolled up t-shirts and like undershirts. So like I padded my guitar really well because, you know, you never know what's gonna happen with it, as I learned. And it was in pristine condition. No scratches, no chipping, no nothing. Like I took it out, I was examining it. People were looking at me funny. I don't care. Yeah, so it was fine. That doesn't change the fact that these baggage handlers literally just just had my guitar just go flying through the air like it was an airplane itself. Not okay. Never okay. Do not do that. If you are a baggage handler and you see an instrument, please do not throw it onto the ramp. Do you know, like, does it really like make a difference if you just pick it up, walk like a couple of feet to the ramp and just set it down? Like, how hard is that? Like, is that gonna slow down the rest of the luggage? Like, really, just pick it up and just set it down gently. It says fragile on it. Like, it's not that hard. Like, can you read? Please tell me you can read. Like, and on top of that, like, it says fragile in other languages, so you have no excuse. So, just please be gentle. Please, please, please. Also, the gate agent lady. Honey, your attitude was honestly disgusting. Like, you completely disregarded, like, you know, fine. Maybe I shouldn't have made an agonizing sound of pain, but considering what was happening, hello. And on top of that, like, kids and babies are always running around screaming in airports, so I don't see how like me screaming was any different. But anyways, I hope you stub your toe and like your toenail falls off for like the rest of your life. I hope you always get paper cuts. Basically, screw you. You suck. And United, you need to learn how to treat musicians because it's not looking very good for you. And that's why I exclusively fly Southwest and Delta, because they actually know how to treat musicians and their instruments. Southwest, I love you. You've always been good to me. I've never had a bad experience with you. You always, always, always let me carry on my guitar. You are wonderful. I love you. Also, it helps that I always get early bird boarding. Right now I don't, because at the moment I'm injured, and so I'm always like, I can pre-board, so I always am like the first or second or third person on the plane. But if you are looking, like if you're a musician and you're looking for good airlines to fly, I recommend Southwest because they really look after musicians. They really care about you. But it does make a difference if you buy early bird, which is usually early bird boarding, which is usually like $15 per leg. And I mean, honestly, $15 versus broken instrument, just pay the 15 or 30 bucks. Like, it's honestly so worth it. You'll be one of the first people on the plane. You can put it in the overhead compartment because Southwest's overhead compartments are always big enough for a guitar, so that's awesome. If where you are flying to does not have Southwest, which has happened to me a few times, fly Delta. I find them the best second option. I don't usually have as much luck with boarding. However, again, being injured, I can also pre-board with Delta. Their planes vary in size. I have flown with Delta to Montreal. I have flown to Chattanooga, Tennessee. And in those cases, the overhead compartments will not fit a guitar, but you can always ask if they can fit it in the flight attendant closet. And more often than not, there is room in their closet. And as an absolute last resort, gate check it. I did have to gate check it when I flew San Francisco to JFK, which I was able to put the guitar up in the compartment because that was a huge plane because I was flying literally across the country. But then JFK to Montreal was a super short flight. It was like maybe an hour or two, and it was a very small plane. Like, it was maybe like a jet-ish size. It was very tiny. Like, I'm sure if you look up like JFK to Montreal flights, you can like look up the plane. Like, it's super tiny. They made everyone gate check anything that was bigger than basically like a duffel bag. So my guitar did end up being gate checked, and I had it in a hard case because I had a feeling this would happen. And you know, like, I told the baggage handler, like, please, and I was flying with my tailor at this point, I was like, please, this guitar, it means a lot to me. It's, you know, how I make my income. Please be gentle with it. And he was like, no, I got you. We will be gentle, I promise. And you know, they were true to their word, and I was able to pick it up right when I got off the plane in Montreal, and it was fine. So fly Southwest, fly Delta, don't fly United if you're a musician. Just don't do it. Just bad, 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 bad. There are other airlines that are also really bad, but I personally have had absolutely horrible experiences with United. I also forgot to mention, if you guys want me to make another video about like travel tips for flying as a musician, let me know, because over the years I've learned a lot of things about traveling as a musician. I also have, you know, a lot of friends who are musicians who travel, and I can ask them for tips as well. So if you have any questions about it, you can comment down below. You can DM me on any of my social medias. You can send me an email, because I have an email too. So let me know if you want me to make a video on that, because I am more than happy to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!